Hi, hello, welcome to yet another episode of Following Indian Cricket with Sid, who is all getting ready to enjoy his Sunday. I'm sure he's planned a lot of things for lunch and all of that. And Kar. Okay, all right, Sid. So, India have taken the lead in the T20 series, and you know what's the biggest talking point of the match, right? So Yuzvendra Chahal comes in as a concussion substitute for Ravindra Jadeja, and he becomes the first concussion substitute to win the Man of the Match award. So the Aussies were really not happy with it. India, a lot of people feel they played the rules to their advantage. What's your take on it?
Well, it's a rule that's applicable for both teams if and when it happens. It's
Uh-huh.
a rule laid out by the ICC. It's something that both teams are aware of going ahead of the game,
Mm-hmm.
and it is applicable when that situation arises. So,
Mm-hmm.
for Australia to start fighting, for Langer to be absolutely pissed off when he was, it
Mm-hmm.
didn't make sense because this rule is there. Whether it is in the spirit of the game or whether such a rule should have been made or not is a topic of discussion that should have happened long ago, but then it's already been implemented. So we're
Right.
all playing this game with that rule in mind. So there's no point
Huh?
of having a discussion, honestly, in my opinion. When Chahal came on board, obviously it turned the tide in favor of India, Team India, and he did a fantastic performance.
Right.
It If he hadn't got any wickets, then I don't think anybody would have said
Nobody would have
anything.
complained.
Because he
Right.
picked up
Yeah.
3 wickets, and everyone's like, "Oh, Chahal came, and because of his performance, India won."
Uh-huh.
Well, there are other people who bowled well also. You had Washington Sundar who also bowled fantastically well. I think he should have. I mean, he didn't get the man of the match. He bowled supremely well. 4 overs, 12, 13 runs, no wicket,
16 runs, 16
and
runs. Yeah.
15 runs, whatever. And even this guy, Natarajan. So
Natarajan.
for me, he was the man of the match because he got key wickets. But whatever, if the rule was the issue, then I think it's crying over spilled milk.
Yeah. But no, but the problem that Langer had was Jadeja was already suffering with a hamstring injury. He was visibly struggling. Okay. And chances are likely that he wouldn't have come onto the field anyway. But just because he got hit on the helmet, India used the concussion substitute rule to get in Chahal. So probably that is
Yeah.
what miffed Langer. But yeah, Finchi was there and he seemed to be okay with it. Okay, and probably teammates at RCB, and he said, okay, it's a medical profession's like opinion, and he was not ready to challenge it. All right. So yeah, so that is one thing. That now we come to the second part of that incident. They say like for like substitute, right? They say like whenever there's a person concussed, you can get a like for like substitute. So who decides it? Sid? Like who decides it? Is it just popular opinion or is it just previous record? I can always argue, right? This guy is a like for like. So how do you decide it?
I'm not too sure as well, but what I feel is obviously the captain and the coach would have decided a concussion substitute if in case and when it happens. Obviously, Chahal was the 12th man, I'm guessing,
Uh,
slash concussion substitute. So if they needed a sub, Chahal was the next person in to play the game. Remember, he
no,
is the
no.
12th man to actually play the match.
Uh,
So they would obviously want somebody who's going to be as good as Jadeja, as effective as Jadeja, if not in the batting, in the bowling department. And Chahal was the right person. I don't think they could have got a better person than that.
right.
Definitely a captain and coach's decision there.
Right. So, as it is with a lot of rules in cricket, so this is also one which is evolving. The rule was just put in 1 year back, and I'm sure, like moving forward, we will all be comfortable with this rule and probably will understand what exactly is like for like because it's a very subjective matter and anybody can argue, right? Like I can say like
Yes.
Chahal is a like for like, and anybody can argue. So, having said
Yeah,
all
he's
that,
he's not a Chahal's not a bad batsman as well. We saw his videos.
All right, all right. All right, guys. So, whatever all said and done, as it summarized, Washington Sundar bound really well. Natarajan had a super debut, and India have taken the lead in the T20I series. Moving on, Sid, I don't know whether it's good news or bad news. We are moving again to Sydney, where Australia
Mhm.
have such a stranglehold over India over the years and on this tour as well. So, looking forward for today.
Oh, absolutely. Sydney is the favorite hunting ground for Australia. They look to get back into the tournament with this game, with a win in their pocket. But of course, India are favorites. They won the first game and look to continue with that momentum.
Mhm.
We are on the upper hand in terms of our performances. And
Right.
not to forget, Mitchell Stark's not playing, I'm guessing, right, this game?
He may or may not play.
No, yeah, I think he's
Finch.
out.
Oh, okay. Finch may or may not play.
Finch, Stark, Ashton Agar, and a couple more guys. So they're missing out on a lot of key players. So it'll be
Mhm.
very interesting to see how they shuffle their team and have a full strength squad ready for this.
Yeah. So talking about Australia shuffling the team, India are actually playing two matches today. If you're not aware, okay. As we speak, we have the India A versus Australia match happening at Sydney, probably
Hmm.
like a few kilometers from the SCG. Okay, probably the other side of town, and we have people like Kuldeep Yadav, Ashwin, and Prithvi Shah. By the way, he got a duck today. Yeah, and uh, Pujara Rahane playing there. So you think India will still go full strength and try to close it off today
For which game?
for the T20 match?
No, they have to. I don't think there's any compromise that's going to come into that. They need to go with full strength squad and play the best cricket that they can, because you can't write off Australia at any given point of time. Even if they're 4-0 down in a 10 game, 10 whatever 10 matches game tournament. Oh, brains not working. You can never write them out of the tournament. They're
So
always favorites, especially in their own backyard.
yeah, so there is it sounding a bit like Jeffrey Boycott. He says when you got an Aussie down, just make sure he doesn't get up and you just all over him. All right, guys. So you say the Jahal, I'm sure even nobody predicted Jahal to be the man of the match last time. So we are not able to give you any prize for the last match. But remember, this is going to be the link to predict for the second T20 international between India and Australia. I'm sure you're all gearing up for it. Have a good lunch and enjoy the cricket. Cheers.